There is this book by Ben Horowitz. He is an author. He's a British author. He is a CEO of a tech company. He created this concept and these different points of the dichotomy between wartime and peacetime. And in his book, he calls it the CEO. If you know me, I am the self-proclaimed SheEO, and so it is now wartime versus peacetime SheEO, because that's what we are in this room. We're breadwinners, we're leaders, we're people who can do hard things, we're people who love to make other people happy all the time, also. Not in a bad way at all. You're very much needed in this world. So many people are at war right now. They're at war in their own minds. Our market is kind of at war with the freaking interest rates and economy and all sorts of crazy things happening. People are struggling. There are companies laying people off. Entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship, so that those of you that work in a company but have, autonomy, we have a huge opportunity right now. And so I want to go through some of these points of what a wartime SheEO does versus what a peacetime SheEO does. Would everybody agree that if you're involved in the real estate industry or you watched it or you were taking part in it, that in 2020, second half, 21 and early 22 were like the craziest, most nuts real estate market we've ever seen? And who capitalized on it and made money and had fun? Yeah, Jeremy, I see you. Mm-hmm. That, the one of three guys in the room, yeah. It was fun. It was peacetime. We knew that we had to have procedures, and we had to have protocols, and we had to have rules, and we had to have, strategies to win, but it was pretty easy. We got to just kind of show up and be this leader, and it was easy to be a leader. That's when everybody, social media started blowing up, because everybody can just be an inspirational speaker when they're crushing it with their $100,000 over list price sale. Like, of course, everybody could do that. It was peacetime, guys. In 2023, we saw the tide turn. Well, we actually saw it in 22, but we saw the effects of it in 23. We're walking into wartime. Like, those of you who have known me and known this concept, we've been in it. We've been elbow deep in wartime for 18 months. So let me go walk you through this, because it's time to step it up. At our core, as leaders, whether you are in peacetime or wartime, you have to lead yourself. When you're leading others, you have to lead them so that they will follow you into battle. And if you're not leading yourself, if you would not follow yourself into battle, then it's time for a checkup from the neck up from the SheEO right now, okay? Here we go. Do you trust yourself? Do you have your best interests at heart? Or do you spend a ton of time and energy and effort and anxiety making sure everybody else is taken care of all the time? You are proving to yourself and to me right now that you know how to prioritize yourself. You know how to take care of yourself. What does a wartime leader, what does a wartime SheEO look like? A peacetime leader knows that proper protocol and SOPs, standard operating procedures, leads to consistent wins. When it's peacetime, you follow the plan, we go to it, we're gonna get the result, we have the thing, it's a process, here we go. Which is great for most of our brains. A wartime leader throws those SOPs out the fucking window and does the job. Excuse my French, you said I could swear. A peacetime leader focuses on the big picture, and they empower their people, and they make detailed decisions on things. A wartime leader cares about the tiniest freaking details in service standards, in reviews, and processes. If it creates a speed bump in the process, it needs to be addressed in wartime. A peacetime leader, this is one of my favorites. Peacetime leader spends time defining the culture. Happy hours and bowling. I'm guilty. I'm literally telling you what I have brought my team to do. Like literally happy hour and bowling. We're gonna do fun things. We're gonna do photo shoots. We're gonna do these fun things. That's peacetime. Wartime, you guys. A wartime leader lets the war define the culture. Because what does it take right now? A wartime leader has to understand and has to implement that there are going to be less social hours. There are going to be less fun things in the schedule. Ask anybody on my team. 18 months ago, I told them it's going to take 2 to 3 times the amount of work to get the same results we're getting right now, and it's proven to be true. A peacetime leader works to minimize conflict. They want to smooth those wrinkles. They don't want a lot of conflict in the office. They want a nice, smooth, peaceful culture. A wartime leader, they confront and they create conflict. If you can't handle it, you got to get out. And is anybody else seeing the mass exodus of people from our industry this year? People can't handle the conflict. If you're in this room, you are a wartime leader. A peacetime leader has big, hairy, audacious goals. BHAG, right? Anybody ever follow the BHAG goal setting? Yeah, Selena, I know you do too. They plan, they forecast, they discuss projections, they spend time. But in wartime, a wartime leader is busy fighting the enemy. They are busy doing the basics at a very high level. They are busy analyzing what specifically is creating an ROI. What am I getting a return on my time right now? A wartime leader does anything to survive. So I ask you, in your business right now, are you acting like a peacetime SheEO or are you acting like a wartime SheEO? I told you this was going to be tough love, guys. I think it's incredibly important that as we break down what we wanted in life, who we wanted to be, where we wanted to go, where we're at now, we're drawing these parallels, we need to step into the next phase of understanding that it may take something different. It may take someone different. I may need to change somewhere, something, to become something a little bit different for this next phase, this next season, this next market. Are you ready to do that? Like, truly. Because everybody's saying 2024 could be awesome, and some people are like, sweet, can't wait, let's go, 2020 all over again. No. It's going to be great for those who are working right now for it. So a couple of quick tips, because I do want to get you to your more mimosas here. However, I think that it's incredibly important that as we go into this break, as we kind of prepare ourselves for these incredible speakers this afternoon, that you understand that the person that's sitting in the chair right now is amazing. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I love your accent. I really do. It's the only one she's got, smart ass. I like you even more now. You're incredible. Like, you've overcome so much. You've gone through so many things, but it's going to take more. And are you ready for that? Literally. Because the shit that worked 2 years ago isn't going to work next year. And it's not going to work in 25, and it's not going to work in 26. So are you getting around the right people? Are you getting in the right rooms? I would say yes. But are you truly getting into the right spaces and connecting with the right relationships consistently, and then understanding what actions you actually have to take? I implore you, as we go through all this content this afternoon, to really think about that and take what we're going to be sharing with you, the content that we're going to be putting through all these incredible vessels, these beautiful women that are bringing so much value. From each one, what one thing can you take from them to move your life in a different, maybe not different direction, but better? I'm going to give you an analogy that I use with my team, and it's one that has totally changed my life. There is this concept. Anybody ever heard of a glass ceiling? She hit the glass ceiling, like the concept. But what does that really mean? So I wore my stretchy jeans today because I'm gonna like give you guys a little, okay? So when you are on a trajectory of growth, learning, skill building, business building, personal growth, marriage, trying to be a mom, trying to be a wife, trying to be a daughter, trying to be a friend. I'm a crappy friend right now. I'm sorry to everybody who I do not hang out with, because I do not hang out with anybody right now. When you're on this trajectory, you hit the speed bumps, right? Like roadblocks. So okay, well, I'll go this direction. Oh, a little bump there. Okay, rough day, rough week. Okay, keep going. Well, there's this metaphoric glass ceiling that you don't even know is there. Like, you don't even realize it's there because it's glass, and you can't see it. But what it feels like is that you are on the verge of a breakdown. Like, I'm on the verge of a panic attack. I'm on the verge of an anxiety attack. I'm on the verge of, like, losing my ever-loving mind. And how I see it, and how I've coached and mentored multiple people in my world, is that you have two choices when that happens, because that everybody runs into that. Everybody feels like I'm gonna kill somebody or kill myself. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure who. Don't get in my way today. You're on the verge of this breakdown. You can choose that. And you can choose to kind of step back and be like, oh no, that wasn't for me. It wasn't quite for me yet. It wasn't Was my time, it's scary. You get a little fear about this thing that you're butting up against. You're not sure exactly what it is. It's very spiritual. It's very energy. But your other choice, besides cowering away from it and saying, oh, it's not for me, is to kick that shit right open. And literally, the way that I explain it is like, okay, break that fucking glass, reach through, and pull yourself up to the next level that you didn't even know was there for you. Like, that's how I see it. And every single person in here has that. Like, you're literally staring at what you want, but you keep running into something and can't figure out why. That's it. Get aggressive. Break that glass ceiling, pull yourself up at the next level, and you will be standing on top of everything you already know, everything you've already experienced. You get to take all of your lessons, you get to take all of your skills, you get to take all of your relationships with you, and you will have become and becoming the next person for this next season that you need to be. Are you with me? Oh, all right. You like my hi-ya kick, by the way? You guys, this next season coming up, this isn't going to be easier. It may feel easier for like a minute and a half like it did in January, February, and early March of 23. It was fun. A little burst, but it's not going to feel easier. Things are going to get harder. If any of you all follow, I'm not going to get political, but if you follow politics, political presidential election years are awful. We have to, you have to know where you want to go. You have to know that anytime that fear continues to approach you or you keep butting up against that energy, it wants you to stop. It wants you to stop growing. It wants you to stay right where you are. And it's your job to bust that shit wide open and go to the next level. You have to become that person for the next season of this market, of this life, of this economy, okay? I would like to now take a second to thank you for so many beautiful faces staring right at me right now. And Sharon.
Just give Rachel a big round of applause.
I got flow.